Hi and welcome to another medal report. This is 2,500 points between my Bretonnia and my parent Marcus Dwarfs. To start my list, I have 5 Vanguarded mounted peasant cab, 3 Pegasus knights with champion and musician, a trap behind that wall to get some protection from cannons, a solo paladin with only a lance and a shield, 10 bowmen, nothing special with them, and 10 skirmisher bowmen with the flaming arrows and musician, and my level 4 Lord of Heaven in it, and you have the prayer icon to get them some protection. Then I have a unit of 12 errant knights, that's the unit with the errant banner. Then I have 12 realm knights with my BSB, one of rerollable armor save, my Bretonnian lord with the heroic killing blow, the Heartwood Lance, and I have another Bretonnian Lord, which is the Challenge Lord. You can refuse challenge, and it does a D3 wounds to your opponent character, and have to reroll every fail roll to hit and to win. Then I have 12 more errants, and my realms actually have the Lichbone banner, which give you a mag reset, which is totally useless this game. Then I have a trebuchet, then a paladin on a peg with the flaming lance, and 3 grail knights. And in front of my lance I have 5 peasant cab. I stand up in a conga line to make his organ gun firing at hard cover to get through my lances. As for spell, I roll 4/5, so I got actually to choose whatever I wanted. So I got the Comet, I got Chain Lightning, I got the Ice Shard, and I got Harmonic. As for Marcus, first he have a unit of 40 warriors with the shield and hand weapon. In that unit he have a Runesmith, that's the name of it. Then he have a organ gun with rune of accuracy and rune of forging. Then he have some unit of great weapon warriors with his battle standard bear with the 5-up ward from long range missiles, and the stubborn. And then he have a grudge thrower with also rune of accuracy and rune of penetration. Then he have some iron breakers, and in that iron break unit he have his Fane. His Fane is in the big dwarf warrior horde, and he have a runesmith in the iron breaker. Then you have a cannon, and behind that tower a gyrocopter, and then 10 hammers. And outside of this picture you also have another gyrocopter. And here is the other gyrocopter. It have flied his first turn at the flank of my mounted cab. He cannot fire because he had to make a march move to get there out of short range of my Pegasus knights. And here is the picture of the mighty dwarf movement. Well, his hammers have moved forward 3 inches, I think, and the gyrocopter is standing behind the hammers. So that's it for his movement. Well, I feel like I get off lightly. In his shooting phase, his organ gun puts a wound on my flying paladin, and the cannons wounds my paladin, and I fail a blessing, and he only 1 to wound, so let's have taken 2 wounds. Scratch Thrower fire at my realm lance, but he only managed to kill 1 of the knights. So that is for his first turn. Well, in my turn I decided to show the dwarf player how a movement phase should look like. So I pushes up my lances and take my peasant cap to get some cover at my lances from the organ gun fire. I fly up my paladin peg hero to lay down the flaming lance on his hammers. I only managed to kill 1 though, and next turn charge his cannon. On this flank, I just pushes my peg knights and my fast cap forward. In Magic, I managed to get off Harmonic on my Realm Lance, but he scrolls a Comet. And in his shooting phase, I killed some of the warriors and some of the Iron Breakers with my traps. Well, for Dwarf turn 2, can you see what's wrong with this picture? Well, the problem is his Dwarf warrior hit a charge on my Bretonnian knights. And the reason for that is he first charged my peasant cap, and because peasant cap they are cowards and have no honor, so they choose to flee. So we redirect into my errant lance, needing a double 6, and he rolls a double 6. So he makes the charge into my errant lance. The flying refrigerator move up out of sight of my paladin and are prepared to charge my trap next turn. So in the shooting phase, his cannon failed to hit anything. His grudge thrower shoot at my trebuchet because he's jealous that Bretonnia have better and cheaper catapults than the dwarf, trying to kill it, but I have 4 wounds and he only managed to do 3 of them, so it sticks. His organ gun fire at my peg knights and they choose to run for it because they lost 1. And well, they are running. Well, in combat, my errant knights was so shocked to get charged by dwarfs, so they really fluffed their attack in combat, and the dwarf killed 5 of my errant, and they chose to run because I needed, like, I think snake eyes or something that ridiculously low. I break, my banner dies. And I run away, and his warrior overrun into my realm lance. So for my turn 2, my errants manage to rally leadership 9 with the musician. I think it's pretty good odds to rally. I send in my errant lance into his dwarf warrior horde, and I use my 2 Grail Knights to shove up his Iron Breaker and his Great Weapon Warrior. I use my Peasant Fast Cab to show my back to his hammer and also shove them up so they can't flank charge my errant. Well, my Pegasus Knights rally, and they decided to face the flying refrigerator. My paladin moves up and I pushes my archers up to get away from the scary looking refrigerator. And this stupid peasant failed a shot on his organ gun. Well, you cannot count for peasant for anything, they are useless, and the only reason you have them is so your opponent have to waste time killing them instead of your knights. What I forgot to mention is that my peg knight's paladin charges cannon. He kills 2 of them, it breaks and it overrun into the grudge thrower. Well, my 2 knights buses manage, even barely, only to break his warrior and run them down, and they got stuck there. In dwarf turn 3, his scary looking refrigerator charges my trap. On this side, his other gyrocopter, the one that doesn't look like a refrigerator, failed a charge on my other trebuchet, and his hammers make the charge into my peasant cab, and his longbeards charge my Grail Knights. Well, in this combat, the refrigerator tipped off my trebuchet and is pretty close to make the overrun into the peasant archer, but it failed, so it ended up over there. And for my turn 3, first of all, he took down 1 of my Grail Knights and I break, and I run away, and I rally on my turn. So I first took my errant lance to charge his long birch to get them out of the way, to make it possible for my realm to make the wheel to get into his organ gun. My errants, who have fled previously, charges his gyrocopter. And that's it for my movement. And this Pegasus actually make it into the flying refrigerator. In the magic, I put the ice shard on the iron breaker. If for any reason I cannot kill his organ gun in one hit, and he would charge my flying, that's not totally impossible, or I would like only overrun 1 inch. And that's it for magic. I tried to shoot, but I think I failed everything miserably. Well, in this combat I don't do anything, he don't do anything, and he sticks. So in this combat I do manage to kill his organ gun and overrun. I kill his grudge thrower and I stay put. My errant actually win over the long birch and he passes his break test, so his hammers smashes into my flank of my errant knight. My other errant knights manage to kill everyone, the whole gyrocopter. And over to dwarf turn 4. What happened in dwarf turn 4 is pretty self-explainable. His unit of hammers and longbeards actually managed to kill every single one of my errant, and his ironbreakers turn to face my realm lance, and in my turn number 4 I use my peasant's cap to stop his ironbreaker from doing anything, and I do a stupid thing, but just because it's funny, I charge my errant lance into his hammer, and to get them some kind of support I took my grail knights into the flank of his hammer. And well, the charge go to hell. He killed every single one of my errant. Remember that since I fled I didn't have the blessing of the lady, so I bash their skulls in. At least they died a glorious death in combat. And the Grail Knights flee from the combat from the second time in this game. And well, I guess that's kind of shameful to break from combat 2 times if you are Grail Knights. And well, that's it for my turn 4. And well, this is the last picture of this game. So for his turn, his hammers first charge my Grail Knight. I choose to flee. Then his hammers charge my fast cav, and they will pretty much bash their skulls in. And what will happen is he will give up because he realized I will charge my realm lance into his unit of Longbeard, kill everyone in that unit, and use my paladins as chaff to stop him from doing a flank charge. And the only thing we do is fight out the combat between the flying refrigerator and the Pegasus Knight, and it ended up I lost 1 Pegasus Knight and his refrigerator suffers 2 wounds, and we just stay put and fight. So well, that's the game. It ended up being a victory for the Bretonnians, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching.